Hello there, and welcome to Mega Man X4. My name is Eric, and I call myself Demon Alchemist. And we're finally moving on to the PlayStation era of the Mega Man X games. Which I think is... I was going to say it's fairly up and down, but like... I love Mega Man X4, and I love Mega Man X5, and I like X6, but there's some parts that really annoy me. But we'll get there. This game, I think, is absolutely awesome. I think it is one of the best games in the Mega Man franchise. Obviously, there's a bit of a... Oh, that looked like the La Vie en Rose from Gundam, kind of. Obviously, there's a bit of a... There's a bit of an elephant in the room as far as the English version of this game. It's not an issue right now, but the video kind of hints at it. But I'm going to wait on that until it happens. But I'm really excited to play this game. I love this game, like I said. I think, personally, X4 is just as good as Mega Man X1, and I think they are the top, alongside X8, actually. But this doesn't have any of the sort of like added complexity of the like X Hunters in X2 and Bit Byte Vial and all that stuff in X3. It's just sort of simpler, but with one major addition that I absolutely adore. And it's right here. You can play as Zero! Oh my god. And it's not just a temporary thing with high risk like in X3. It's a full option. And I will say, when I play this game, it is almost exclusively as Zero. As much as I love the traditional Mega Man X combat, I find the melee style of Zero to be so much fun. And we will get to that. I'm gonna do 2 entire playthroughs. There's no good or bad ending, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'll do one playthrough all the way through as X, and one all the way through as Zero. In this game, you can't switch back and forth, so this is an important decision here. And although Zero is my favorite, since X is the main character of the series and he's listed first, I will do him first.
It's about the Maverick Hunters, General. They are far too eager to please the humans and continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
Perhaps.
You already know the truth, General. Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power to destroy them!
Dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
So yeah. I think I am probably going to be mostly quiet for the voice-acted cutscenes, because they are a treat. They're not good. They're arguably some of the worst voice acting in video games. They can be really funny, but I actually really like the story in this game, so it's a bummer. Here, they're explaining... Oh, no. He explained the intro stage, and so obviously, it just starts here. And I think the sprite art style of this game is gorgeous. I also think the FMVs are gorgeous. The anime style cutscenes are so pretty. It's part of why it's a real bummer that voice acting is what it is. It's hard to take seriously. And I wish there was an option to play with the Japanese voice acting with subtitles, or even just subtitles with no spoken tracks. I think that would be better than what we got. I'm sure some people feel very nostalgic about the cutscenes. I didn't play this game as a child, so I don't. And I really kind of wish they redubbed it for the collection. But they are what they are, so I'll show them. And I'll try not to speak over them unless I have something that I think is interesting to say. Here's Magma Dragoon. Your Dragoon from the 14th unit. The Sky Lagoon is this airship. The weird name. X is always reckless. The city below will soon become a sea of flames. Many people will perish. I have no choice but to escape from here and head to the city below. To save people, or just to continue your mission, X? It's interesting I was able to charge there when I don't actually have control yet. I can charge while this is up. That's really weird. I've never noticed that before. Sorry to talk over this pretty serious dialogue, actually. Because, yeah, the devastation. That background's pretty. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked already, but it's fine. I'm just excited to play. I think this game and X5 and 6 are very pretty. Initially, I was not super into the art style of the PlayStation Mega Man games. And by that, I guess I specifically mean Mega Man 8 and then X4, 5, and 6. I realized Legends doesn't look anything like this. But it has really grown on me. To the point where I think it's one of the most pretty sprite art kind of games. I don't know why I'm getting distracted. I think it's one of the prettiest 2D games. Not quite on par with, like, Symphony of the Night, but, like, maybe one tier below Symphony. Still very pretty. And already this intro stage is a bit different from playing as Zero. There's a ton of differences, a ton of little differences between what they do. In addition to just, obviously, they control very differently. As is standard for this series, the giant mechanoid you fight in the intro stage is really quite easy. If you just make an effort to dodge and hit him with charge shots, you're good. He doesn't deal a lot of damage. As long as you're attacking him consistently, and you dodge at least a little bit, you'll be totally fine. It's real weird that I can charge in parts where I don't have active control. Very strange. Who are you? He's Colonel. The dude we saw in the intro is the general of the Repliforce. As you might have said, I was a little distracted just by the quality of the voices. The Repliforce is an interesting sort of military organization. There's some interesting political stuff going on in this game specifically. The Maverick Hunters and the Repliforce sort of butt heads. Yeah. Because the Repliforce refuses to stand down, they end up labeled as Mavericks by the Maverick Hunters, even though they don't seem to be infected by the Sigma virus. But I don't fully understand the story. I'm gonna override this because that's just a file I was doing with the cheat code to have the ultimate armor. You can't legitimately obtain it in this game, so like I'll show that at the end, but it's not a major part.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids, but Remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
I don't think that's as intimidating as a voice as they think it is. I might have exaggerated a little bit, because that's not, like, horrendous, it's just low quality. Although there are parts that are especially bad of the voice acting. Double is this dude. My liege. You've been given the order to scramble. Right, I'm leaving right now. And here they're going to describe each of the levels, what you do, and what your goal is for each level. A bug has corrupted the network. Dive into cyberspace and exterminate it. That's really cool. Not saying the names of the Mavericks, which is a little weird. It is cool, though, that there's a little bit of story explaining what you're doing in each level, because that wasn't really a thing in the SNES games. But, as always, there's choice for who to start with. And actually, a bunch of them in this game aren't too bad to do without their weakness. But I personally prefer to start with Web Spider. So I guess, spoiler, that's his name. In Japanese, he's called Web Spidus. And it's cool that there's also a little description of what they do when you enter the stage. Ready! And, oh, so pretty. I love the music. As usual. But as I mentioned, I almost always play as Zero in this game, so it's gonna be a little weird. And before I get used to it again, I might not play as well as I'd like to, given that I've played this game a million times. Now this is one of, like, it's easy to miss, but this little alcove here is your hint that there's a path here. And it's your first light capsule, if you come here first, obviously. Battle should never have happened, X. Why must Reploids fight each other? This here is a weird thing. Why do these peacekeepers persist in fighting each other? This must be some sort of mistake. X enter this capsule, equip with it, equip with this, equip... Okay, the wording here is freaking me out a little bit. Jump twice in the air to hover. You can move either left or right. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm reading more actively because there's a lot more dialogue, and in the Japanese version that I usually play, I can't read it, so I actually am curious about what all the wording says. Stop this tragic war as soon as possible. But this is weird. I think starting in this game, the light holograms imply, also that's cool, it shows a little outline of the completed armor. They seem to be aware of the current situation. As if they're, like, sentient AI, instead of being recorded messages, as it's implied they are otherwise. Also, he didn't say, but the leg parts here also give you the ability to air dash. There is no variable air dash. You can't dash straight up. And there's no way to air dash multiple times, or to dash, jump, and then air dash. There is no equivalent to the variable air dash or the leg chip. Instead, this game has a unique feature that is the hover. If you press jump button in midair, it'll start to hover for just a couple seconds, I don't generally find it as useful as the air dash, but it has its uses. For this part, I recommend just stay on the ladder and charge shotting. You can do something similar with Zero. Ow. But I guess there's not much reason in giving advice for Zero while I'm playing as X. But like usual, it's good to take advantage of the fact that the charge shot's hitbox is bigger, and so it can be useful in tight quarters like that. And here is another new thing. For one, a loading screen, because this game was originally released on CDs. But it did another ready thing, like the start of a new level. And that's because this is a continue point. Just like Mega Man 8, this game has continue points within stages. What was that sound? Was that just X's voice? There was something there I didn't expect. But there are continue points within stages, so even if you get a game over, you'll be able to start from there, which is really generous. It just sort of lowers the threat of a game over, and I don't mind that. I also don't mind the more traditional game over system of the previous games, but it is certainly convenient. What is he? Is that X speaking? There's a weird voice line that I'm not expecting, and it's probably just because I'm used to playing as Zero. X's voice is funny. I believe it's the same as in Japanese. I don't think they redubbed his voice. But it's pretty high-pitched, and it's entertaining to me. Well, he's not exactly a manly character, so it's not a surprise that his voice is a bit higher-pitched. Because he's meant to be like a fairly youthful character, and it's common for young boys to be voiced by women, or at least with higher pitched voices. There we go. I'm trying to think if the levels are longer than normal. Because you'd think they would be with the continue points, but I think they're fairly similar. I like that big cannon in the background. That's the cannon you see in the stage select screen, and it's also described in the mission text. Aw, no voice line? In Japanese, he has a voice line. I think that's the same line he has in Japanese, that little sore. Which he might be saying something in English, I'm not sure. But he's not necessarily like the actual easiest Maverick to start with. He'll shoot out those little webs that'll get you trapped, and then usually the biggest deal with that is that he'll hurt you by running into you. And when he does this, at about half health and below, he'll summon little babies, kind of like Bow Spider from X1, while still doing this. And they can deal 2 sets of damage, so they can be pretty problematic. Thing that took me a while to figure out is that... Oh, that was not great. I almost had it, though. The thing that took me a little bit to figure out is that the electrified web in the background isn't a thing that can hurt you. It is just a background element to show that he can crawl around that area. But it looks like you would get hurt by it. But it's useful to know that you can just walk through it. I missed their Japanese fight intro dialogue. But the whole political thing of them being labeled as Mavericks, even when they're not really, by the definition of Mavericks used elsewhere in the series. And that's even denoted by the Repliforce logo on the health bar instead of the Sigma logo that's typical. And it reminds me of in Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, the PSP remake of the first game. They gave a little bit more depth to the fact that some of the Reploids, some of the characters, chose to join Sigma seemingly completely of their own free will. Although there's not really given much good reason for why they would do that. But it's still an interesting idea, and I think it's explored here too in an interesting way. There we go. That went much, much better. I don't know if it's going to show in the video, but for me, the audio was cutting out a little bit there. Wonder if that was my headphones at the game. One Maverick down. I think this screen's a little cooler in X3 with the whole 3D silhouette thing. 3D wireframe thing. Fires a spider net charged with electricity. And yeah, you can wall jump off of it as well. Thankfully, you can just mash X if your save file is on the first slot, and it'll just save. It defaults you to yes to continue through each thing. Alright, so his weapon... See if I can remember the weaknesses, because I know the weaknesses from... for Zero a lot better than for X. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, I was looking at my notes. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I have it marked down, all the boss weaknesses. I just couldn't remember. Yeah, Split Mushroom. He's weak to the thing. To the lightning attack. Lightning web. His name in Japanese is the same, Split Mushroom. But it's in that specific screen, it's pretty funny. Because it sounds more like Sprit Mushroom. Which is, like... Obviously, that's not weird because of how Japanese works, but I still find it fairly funny. I am endlessly interested in how, like, between languages in general, but especially between Japanese and English, because I interact with Japanese more than most foreign languages. Just the sort of... the way that English and other foreign words gets translated phonetically into, like, Japanese speech. Like, I guess not translated, technically. But just how foreign words sound pronounced by a native Japanese speaker. And specifically, like, someone that hasn't, like, learned the language. They're just using Japanese syllables to pronounce foreign words. I find that fascinating. Because, like, traditionally, a single language only has, like, a single set of syllables, or at least for languages that have that are syllable based, like Japanese, where there are only so many hiragana and katakana. Obviously, there's a ton of kanji, but at least the vast majority of them, if not all of them, can be represented with kana, right? I am not an expert. I don't think how best to fight this dude, because he's an interesting mini-boss. He will go to wherever you're standing, and after a second, he'll designate that spot to attack, and go up like that. What you want to do is lure him to a specific spot, and then do like that. Wait for him to come up, and then shoot him. Probably do what I was doing there, where you shoot and then mash. Because otherwise, he's going to destroy the platforms before you can get him. And if he destroys all the platforms, then you'll fall down and die to the spikes. And here is a difficult... Oh, not yet. I forgot the section. I forgot there's 2 of these cool staircase sections. And they are really cool. I love the way the background reacts. It's a surprisingly effective illusion of 3D. I love it. Ooh. There's a lot of enemies around here, though. But here, this is where there's an item that's really easy to miss. It's this. What you want to do is wait for it to clear there, wait for it to start to come down, jump over before that guy comes down. I guess they're triggered by you, so just jump quickly as soon as enough space for you to get through, wait for him to go past, and then go above. You don't have a ton of time to do it. It's not like super hard, but it can be a bit tricky to time, especially if you don't expect it and don't realize the exact timing that they're going to come down with. Come down with, like, it's sickness. But I am already having a blast. Time to get serious, because I'm low on health. Yeah, you're not wrong, X. You're not wrong. I am... Oh, not being nearly cautious enough. Do I? No, I don't have a sub-tank yet. Dangerous. Oh. I got crushed there, but I would have died anyway. I don't think that's a continue point. I honestly wasn't paying attention when Ready showed up, but this is definitely past the halfway point. So I don't think this is a continue point. But the continue points do mean that, like, a game over is generally not that big a deal. If you get a game over on a boss, it will still set you back to halfway, roughly halfway in the stage. Weird that I can't wall jump here. These walls don't let you wall jump. I don't think I realized that. I guess I just never tried that with Zero? Strange. Ow. Here we go. Get us a nice refill. I found... I think energy refills are more generous in this game than in previous ones. Or at least it feels that way. Oh, I love Split Mushroom. I think he's really fun. UX? I'm under orders to terminate you. What? Whose orders? Take a wild guess. Yeah, and if you look at his health bar, that's a Sigma logo. Some of the Mavericks in this game are actually Mavericks. I'm pressing the wrong button. Oh, I forgot you have to actually press button on the pause menu to confirm that's what you want to select. When he splits like that... Oh my god, what? Okay, I totally forgot how it worked. I was thinking that... for one, I didn't realize I had to press X, or press A on that. Or X if you're playing on PlayStation, obviously. Select it, it makes a noise. But also, I thought that top button, Y or triangle, would be to use a special weapon. But no, it's X. Triangle is to shoot the normal Buster. Which, that's exactly how it is in Mega Man 8. But that's not how it is in Mega Man X5. At least not with Zero. And I was just playing X5 earlier, so that's what was in my head. But he's not too bad with his weakness. He's really not. He's much easier with X than he is with Zero, because Zero's equivalent to the Lightning Web can't be used in midair. You just can't hit him with it when he's up there. But it is cool that he is actually Maverick. He's been ordered by Sigma to kill X. I find it so cool that some of them work for Sigma and some of them are just a part of the Repliforce. It's not like that weird of an idea, but I think it's real cool. Soul Body. Humus energy and generates an illusion. Yeah. I forget that Soul Body does not work like Twin Dream or Sogenmu in X5. Or at least, if it does, then that description's wrong. But yeah, Cyber Kujaker, or Cyber Peacock. The Japanese name is Cyber Kujaker, which I think is a fun name. Is in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. In Japanese, it sounds like Cyber Kujaker. I think that's fun. This stage is cool. It's real cool. I recommend equipping Soul Body. Oh, shit. Because you want to move quickly. And Soul Body will destroy those things on contact. Oh, there we go, just barely. You're judged based on how quickly you got to the end of each section. And there are 3 rewards for getting there for the 3 sections. One of them doesn't matter for 0, as you'll see. But so you want to move quickly. And if you're touched by the orbs, then they'll slow you down. If you're touched by more than like 2, if you're touched by basically more than 1, you're pretty much guaranteed to not get S rank. I don't know if I've ever gotten lower than like A. That was weird. I stopped for a second, but not continuously. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to move fast, but not moving too fast. Oh. Oh, this sucks, because now... Oh, I'm dead. No, okay. Oh, now I am. Okay. But another nice thing with this game is that your energy refills when you die. But I forget it's different with 0, but X does not have much energy to spare. So you should only use Soul Body. Oh shit. You should only use Soul Body. Oh. You should only use Soul Body when you need to, ideally. Or just mash it here at the end when you have enough time. Oh, I think I did it, though. Yeah, it didn't even say hurry up, I don't think. Nice. So the first one was a hard tank, second one was a sub-tank, and third one is the head parts. Which means the third one you don't need to get an S rank with 0 to get 100%. Improve your special weapons abilities. Oh! Does that work the way I think it does? Still love that outline. Yeah! Oh, that's right. That's so cool. Now your special weapons are completely free. Only charge shots, which I can't even use right now because I don't have the arm parts, use energy. Otherwise, it's all completely free, which is awesome, and no other Mega Man X game does that. It's such a cool reward. Usually the head parts are the worst item. In X1, they're only useful for breaking certain blocks. In X2... oh, come on. There we go. In X2, they're useful. They can find secrets, but you have to know there's a secret on screen for them to really be useful. In X3, they're useful for the map and for telling you what items you have or haven't gotten in a level. But they're not that useful. They're still definitely the worst of the armor parts. In this game, though, they are awesome. Potential is limitless, not possible. That's why he's X. Its name is X because it's a variable with limitless potential. I believe that's why. In order to test your abilities, it's quite simple. He is also an actual Maverick, being manipulated by Sigma. You can't unpause while selecting. You have to hit A. Ooh. 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 With Cyber Peacock, you want to keep moving. Basically just mash, shoot, and keep moving. He often appears on top of you, so you want to keep moving or you're likely to get hit. And you don't actually have to mash, you can just press it as soon as he is about to appear. He said something. There we go. Yeah, every time I beat one of the Mavericks, the audio cuts out a little bit on their explosion sounds. but I love the aesthetic of that stage. Not as much as I love the aesthetic of Snipe Anteater stage in X7. Although that stage can be kind of annoying to look at when it switches up and down, the basic look of it I think is awesome. Move the cursor to lock on enemies. Yeah, this is a weird move. And it is the weakness of Storm Owl, who I believe is meant to be the brother of Storm Eagle from X1, which is pretty cool. But I think we'll do that in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.